Hey, puppies.
Okay, so we've been in the yurt now for 1 week. What do you think about it?
It's fun so far. I mean, it's a lot of kinks to work out and a lot of stuff to figure out just because I've never lived in one before. So, but other than that, I mean, it's you stay warm, you stay dry. And so, I mean, it does what every other structure should do that you live in. So,
And
yeah,
book, yeah, he sees the bookshelf, so that's what.
yeah,
And setting it up was an adventure. That was, we ended up having some crazy wind and stuff, and luckily we had help from my sister and Mike, and they helped us a lot.
yep.
And then, I don't know, I think that we're just kind of finding our feet. We ended up building the platform what do you call it?
The platform.
Yeah, the platform. We built the platform in like 2 days. It's on straw bales and plywood and some 2x6s and.
Yep. That's staying solid. We got pretty much almost all of our stuff in here, and we're sitting solid.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know. It was like our first big project that we worked on together. So that was.
Yeah.
I think he's ready for a nap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you ready for a nap, bubs?
Yeah.
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 All right.
All right. Are you gonna wave bye?
Say bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Say bye. Oh, that's your head.
Hi guys. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the yurt in a little more detail because there's so much to tell. I don't know. It's funny because this video could very easily be very long, especially because it's been so long since I made one that there's a lot of catching up to do. And a lot has happened. We're currently in Central Oregon, which is a beautiful, beautiful area. And my sister has been so sweet as to let us, her and her man, Mike, have been so sweet to let us stay on their property for now, just to get us through the winter until we can buy something of our own to set up on. So that's where we're at right now, and we're pretty happy with it because this area is gorgeous. And we set up the yurt almost 2 weeks ago now. Yeah. No. We've been in the yurt now for about 2 weeks. We set it up a little bit before that, but rewinding, we went to a wedding, beautiful wedding, and so we set it up and then we went away for a little while, which is actually good. We set it up and then we stepped away because there was something kind of crazy about setting up the yurt. I guess that's the fun part to talk about. I want to make sure I talk about that because setting up the yurt, Nolan and I pretty much took on the task ourselves. Hannibal, our son, our 1-year-old, he went and he stayed with his grandma and his grandpa in Southern California while we tackled the yurt. And so we only allowed ourselves, because we had to get back down to Southern California to go to this wedding, and at the same time, yeah, because Nolan's brother just got married. Congratulations, guys. It was gorgeous. And we ended up, it's kind of a lot to shove into trying to make a short video. I'm doing my best. So we were away from Hannibal for the longest time we've ever been away from him. It was over a week, and it was very hard being away from him, but it motivated us to get the yurt stuff done and get back to him and make a home for our baby. So we transported the yurt from Northern California. It was delivered by Groovy Yurts, which it is it's a 20-foot super from Groovy Yurts, and we couldn't be happier with Groovy Yurts and the delivery process and all their customer service and everything. It's been amazing. The yurt has been amazing. And so, yeah, if you guys want any more information on that, let me know, because I'd be happy to pass it along. They're an awesome company, just full of really good people. Anyways, so we set it up in, let's see, we allowed ourselves 5 days. It was 5 days to basically put the whole thing up, and that's including the platform that we had nothing for. So we ended up doing the platform out of straw and straw bales and plywood and some 2x6s and a lot of love and some paint. So that's our floor right now, but it's only to get us through the winter, so we did not want to sink a whole lot of time or money into it, but we still knew that we had very good recommendations on this being a very solid method, and it has been, and it's provided excellent insulation. Anybody who thought we were going to be cold, I will tell you, we are not cold. We are not cold at all. We are, if anything, very warm. I think we might have bought a little bit too big of a wood stove. So, we've been, opening and venting things out a lot, which is great because, letting things air out. But that would be actually our challenge, is actually that we, if anything, yeah, we stay pretty darn warm, and cozy. And yeah, so cold isn't a problem. Not at all. And then, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so we finished the platform, in due time. It took us 2 days. And then the next 2 days were dedicated to setting up the yurt, which they say it can take as little as 2 hours to set up, but we're talking about people who know what they're doing and people who know how to tie knots and things, which is hilarious because Nolan and I were actually both in the Navy, and we're trying to figure out these knots because a lot of it is tying. You tie a lot of rope work. Turns out that we're not the seamen we thought we were. Anyways, but this is one of those things that once you do it once, you're just going to get only better at it, so there's a learning curve when it comes to setting up yurts. And they actually offer a service where you can have, Groovy Yurts offers setup assistance, and we were planning on doing that, but then plans kind of changed a little bit on our end, and we weren't really able to follow through with that on our half. So I had to actually scrap that, and then we decided to take it on ourselves, which we did it. And I can say the feeling of accomplishment was a good one. You know, at first though, the first night, like after we set it up, and we set it up in some crazy windy weather, and if we didn't have help from my sister and from her, man, then we would not have gotten. Luckily, they're into CrossFit. That helped a lot. Because, we wouldn't have been able to get those wool walls up because it was just so windy. It kept tearing them down. So that was one of our big challenges. And then on top of it, Nolan and I are short, and we decided we were going to make the yurt on a raised, you know, that straw bale lifts it up quite a bit. And so then we got even shorter. And we were trying to throw things on the roof with all of our might, and we, you know, we haven't been working out lately. It was kind of physically, it was physically pretty tiring, but it, like I said, by the end of it, we felt super accomplished. But we were also really anxious because it was the first time we'd ever slept in anything that we had made ourselves. Not made ourselves, assembled ourselves. And by the way, the yurt was made in Mongolia, and that is why it is so gorgeous with all its beautiful hand painting. I just thought I'd, pay respect to the family that painted it, because wow. And anyways, so back to the story. We got it up first night. We decided we were going to go ahead and sleep in there, just Nolan and I. Hannibal's still with the grandparents at this point. And I don't think we slept very well because we were just anxious, you know. We didn't, it was a matter of not having confidence in our own ability. Did we tie it together well enough? You know, is everything gonna, and you know, it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I can say when we left at a good time, because when we went to that wedding after that first night in the yurt, we headed to the wedding, and my sister was our yurt sitter. She kind of kept tabs on it for us and let us know how it was doing. And we found out when we got back that they had experienced some pretty intense winds. I think she said that gale force winds was what she said. And I know that Nolan and I would have been a wreck if we had been there for that. So I am so glad. It even had a chicken tractor, like, fly up onto it. And it's still just totally... I kept on, every time I'd see it, I'd sing that little "I'm Still Standing" song, because I was just so proud. I'm like, you're still there. Yeah, it's sturdy. And so I can say that we've... that anxiety that we had in the beginning has lessened substantially. We have been just developing more and more confidence in our yurt, and more, and it's getting cozier every day. We're adapting it more to our lifestyle every day, and I just added a sink. I'll have to show you guys, with a camp shower, as you know, like the solar showers, as my, like, running water, and a trash can underneath. And I just empty that out. That's my sink right now. But anyways, we've been in it now for almost 2 weeks. Hannibal's been in it with us, and he loves running circles, and he runs circles around the yurt. But yeah, that's what he did. He does laps every night. But he's been doing really good in it. It's been, you know, like I said, we've been slowly kind of morphing it into our new home, and I'll keep you guys updated on how it's going. Like I said, they might be slow updates because technology and I I don't know if we're ever going to be friends. My phone and I and all those things, it takes a lot for me to want to sit in front of a screen and edit these videos, but it is I think, a cool project, and it's a good challenge. So, anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can. I think I told you guys as much as, yeah, I think that's a good amount of information. And talk more later. All right, bye.